Hey there, Capricorn, welcome to your reading for the week of today. We are going to jump right in here. And you have this dragonfly, it says, truth transcends illusion. You also have this white raven, it says, trust in magic. We are in a little bit of a magical time right now, and so I think it's a great time to practice manifestation even if you don't believe in it because it's free, so why not? A little bit more positive thinking never hurt anyone. So I think it's a great time for that. I also think that we have to put ourselves in situations where we can get lucky. So I've been encouraging people to get out of the house, to go have adventures, to go, do new things that you've never done before. Take that dancing class that you've always wanted to take, or that cooking class, or whatever it is, because that's where we're going to discover, pretty much everything that we need. I've never discovered anything on my couch, sitting on my couch, except for maybe like an old Cheeto stuck in the cushion, or, some belly button lint. That's pretty much the only thing that you discover on the couch. So, what I would say is it's time to get up off the couch. It's time to go have some adventures. It's time to, again, get out in public, take classes, do something fun for yourself. And even your first card, you have 2 pages in your first row, both about being childlike, playful, being more enthusiastic, following your enthusiasm as well. With the Page of Wands, I think on a very simple level, the Page of Wands really does represent following your enthusiasm. If something's exciting to you, go and do it, because really the excitement is your higher self, or your, inner self even telling you that you could discover something exciting through having an adventure or enjoying yourself, doing something like that. So that's definitely what I feel here. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is no movement. I feel like there is something here that you're hesitating on, or that you're not doing, or you're not taking action on here. I do think that, kind of unusual for Capricorn, that there is a little bit harder of an energy for taking action on something that you want, whether it doesn't matter what this is. It could be starting a business or something to do with your finances. For most of you, I think it is. For some of you, it could be love as well. I only feel that for a small percentage of you that you maybe want to take action towards a personal love. But the Knight of Pentacles is kind of looking at all the work that needs to be done. He's got these empty fields behind him here, and he could easily go plant seeds in those empty fields, but it is a lot of work. So I feel like for some of you it's you see a new opportunity, but you also see all the work that would need to be done to embrace this new opportunity. I also feel you have the 7 of Cups here, and sometimes in a reading where we have the 7 of Cups, it's not only do you see all the work that needs to be done, but you also don't know where to start. And, that's kind of the intuitive feeling I get here. There really is no good answer other than to just get started. Page of Pentacles literally says, take that first step. And it doesn't matter what the first step is. It just says, pick one and take it. And so, I feel for a lot of you, the Page of Pentacles is saying you will be getting good results when you take that first step. Again, if life has taught me anything, I'm a classic overthinker, right? I pretty much have overthought everything to death in my life, and it wasn't until I just said okay, this is where I'm going to start on this project, or this is where I'm going to start on this thing, and then I just worked on that, and then I just took the next step after that, that I started getting things done. So there really is no secret sauce for overthinkers. I think the answer is to just, pick something and make it happen, right? With the Page of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles again. Yes, just go on the adventure. Just get started, right? That's going to be the thing that leads to the most success. The Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the tarot who isn't moving, and you don't have I thought you had another knight, but you don't, not yet, at least. And so, really, I would love to see the 8 of Wands show up, or, the Knight of Wands, something like that. You do have the King of Wands, which is good, but, I would love to see one of those movement type energies showing up here, because that would tell me that you are going to not continue to, not take action on whatever this is. I'm not saying you're not taking action. I just think that maybe you've been hesitating on something with the Knight of Pentacles. See, I think you don't want another disappointment as well, and this is we are kind of in this little bit of a time of karma. And so, I think that a lot of the stories that all of us, everybody is telling themselves are old stories. So you could be telling yourself an old story about, some sort of situation where you wasted a bunch of your time. Maybe you tried to start a business in the past and you feel like you wasted time. Or maybe you got into that relationship with a person and spent years with them and it was just a waste of time. And so, I feel like the Knight of Pentacles, the hesitation is coming from the fact that you don't want to waste a bunch of time, on whatever this is. And, yeah, that's totally understandable, of course. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. Justice is the perfect answer for you here, Capricorn. Justice is cause and effect. It says take a step. Do you get a result from the step? If the answer is yes, keep going. If the answer is no, then take a different step. And the same thing like this works for progress as well. It's like if you're working on a project, a business, an idea, you take a step and things are working, but then things kind of plateau. It says maybe you need to level up or take a different step. So I think, playing the game of tennis with life, the back and forth, the equal give and take is where it's at with the Justice card, especially if you don't know exactly what to do. Next, in the area of what's the unexpected, you have a soulmates card right there you go, and you have this milk and honey card as well. So I think that there's something very enjoyable coming in for you here. Could absolutely be a soulmate. I do feel for a small percentage of you, you have your eye on a person or you're looking for love, and this could definitely be a soulmate, something very enjoyable. Milk and honey is like a card of enjoying life. Kind of interesting, what's popping into my head as well is it's like, I feel like if you want love, this could be a person where it's like both people. I think what you're going to notice, let's put it this way, I think what you're going to notice is that both of your lives start to improve. So you might meet this person and they get a raise, or maybe you meet this person and you get a raise at work or something like that. I think that not only is there is going to be evidence. Justice really says follow the evidence. If you put energy in, do you get energy out? If the answer is yes, keep going. And, again, I think not only is there that type of evidence, but I think there's external evidence as well that this is a good connection. Like, again, both your lives improve, maybe you both get healthier, or maybe you both get raises, like I said, or, something else is going to happen when you meet this person. So, I would definitely trust the evidence. Even if you don't want love, I think that you are more connecting with yourself. This is true for all of you with the soulmate card. I think this is kind of like you and your higher self, and you're more connected. You have the Magician, the King of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. The Magician, is pointing down to the Ten of Swords to the Six of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords, is a card of leaving something behind or something that's dead, done over with. But the Ten of Swords can really represent a blessing in disguise. I feel that if you're working on something right now that is not working, the Six of Pentacles literally says what Justice says. It says if you put energy into something, what do you get out of it? I think that if you are in this Ten of Swords energy, the way to get out of it is to listen to cause and effect, to make sure that you're paying attention to what's working, what's not working. But also, I feel that there is kind of like a blessing in disguise here. You have the King of Wands. King of Wands is very bold and assertive. If this is a person, which I do feel, again, for some of you, like a small percentage of you, this is a person that you're attracting. I think this person is hard to read, or you're not, maybe that's why you're hesitating, because you've met a person or you're about to meet a person or you have your eye on a person and it's I think that they're hard to read. I don't know, there's something, it's like you're not sure. You're not sure about this person, or maybe you're not sure what it's going to turn into or where it's going. Or again, maybe it's literally just a person who's hard to read. It's like you can't. Maybe you're Facebook stalking this person and you're I don't know what this person is like, or maybe you just can't pick up on it. There's something there. I also feel that the King of Wands is encouraging you to be more bold, more assertive, and kind of really go for what you want. You have the Two of Pentacles here. I do feel like you're trying to do too much right now, by the way. I don't really feel anything unexpected here. It's not really an unexpected time. There's too much truth in the astrology. I think that globally there could be unexpected events happening, but on a personal level I just think there's too much truth. But with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like you're trying to do too much. And we go this way sometimes when we try to do too much. You're going to that Nine of Cups there. And we try to do too much because we're trying to overcompensate for something inside of us. It's maybe you're trying to work on a business, and it's almost like I'm not saying you have to work less, but what I am saying is that it's do you have to go above and beyond so much? And I feel like the answer is no. It's almost like you're making something that you're working on too complicated. And by doing that, it's like you're telling the universe that what you're doing is not good enough, right? I feel like maybe you need to look at what you're doing. Maybe you need to look at the competition, see what they're doing. Is it good to over-deliver? Absolutely, I'm a big fan of over-delivering. Right, but when we do it too much, like if you're giving, 200% when really giving 110% would be good, right? Then you're telling the universe, what I'm doing isn't enough, that's why I'm over-delivering. So I think maybe you need to, it's almost like I see you in my head needing to box something in. It's like you need to create a framework for what enough is, and you just need to do enough, not too much. Right? With the Magician, you have the Eight of Cups. All three Earth signs had the Eight of Cups in exactly the same position, I kid you not. Right here. So I think you need to walk away from things that no longer serve you. Down to the Ten of Swords. I think some of you could be releasing things that have been holding you back as well. With the King of Wands, you have the Hermit. You have the Hermit twice here, going this way. I think that you have to open up to something. Sorry I have to move my likes. I think you need to open up. This could be you needing to open up to a person, a situation. It could be you needing to shine your inner light more. The Hermit, he has this star. I'm going to show you on the big version here. He has this star stuck in his lantern. And I always say he needs to blast that star out all over the place. He's earned his right to get the recognition that he could be receiving. The trick with the Hermit is we have to come down from the mountain. You've been through something difficult. You're Capricorn. You've climbed to the top of a mountain. Now it's time to come down from the mountain. And it's time for you to share your knowledge or your wisdom. Or it's time for you to start that business, start that relationship. Maybe you've been through a difficult relationship here. And now it's time for you to have a positive one. It's like you've learned a lot from that situation. I always tell people, I get plenty of comments where people are like, everybody cheats. Or, everybody does this. I'm like, no, that's not true, number one. And people say, I'm giving up on relationships. I'm like, congratulations, you're a person now living your life for you because they are controlling your opportunity to have a relationship. It's like, yes, I understand being hurt. I was cheated on twice in a row by two different people, so I understand how it feels, right? I've been there, done that, but I didn't pay attention. With both of those people, they both told me exactly what was going to happen on pretty much day one. I can remember it right to this day. So, I always tell people, did you learn? What did you learn? And if you didn't learn, then I think you need to go back and look at the situation. And if you really look at it, you probably didn't pay attention to something that happened right away, or right at the beginning. So, this is your opportunity to show the universe that you actually learned and you can move forward. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords. I feel like you understand this, Queen of Swords about seeing things clearly. And it's almost like you understand that maybe in relationships you give too much and that's part of the problem. Or maybe in work or business you over-deliver too much, and by doing that, again, you're telling the universe that what you do isn't good enough or whatever the case may be. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Gateway card and the Simplicity card. You can't make that up, right? I've literally been basically, by saying don't over-deliver too much, I'm saying keep things simple. Don't come up with the more complex situation or solution. That Gateway card has a unicorn on it, so you could literally be attracting something that's more magical, or some sort of unicorn. This person, this King of Wands person, that could be like a unicorn. Right, you have the Seven of Cups. I think that there's something you have to find out for yourself. Seven of Cups, there are good things and bad things in those cups, but the trick with the Seven of Cups is that he just needs to find out. He's dreaming of something that he wants, but he's looking at the good stuff and the bad stuff, which is always true. There will always be challenges. There will always be good things that happen. Even in both of those relationships, they weren't all 100% bad, right? There were good things that happened because of it, and in the relationship as well. So I think that you need to realize that you can't just imagine how something is going to go. Eventually, you have to take the step, which the whole entire reading is saying you have to take a step to find out whether or not how something is going to turn out. Right now, you might be in this dreamy stage where you're just thinking about how things are going to go. You have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is a blessing in disguise. I do feel like some sort of blessing in disguise, there's no doubt about it. I feel like you've been through some sort of stabbed in the back type of situation here, but he's making a symbol right here, and that symbol represents a blessing. So I feel that you need to look at the blessings. Again, with the Hermit, you need to look at what you have learned by climbing to the top of that mountain. You need to look at what were the lessons, what were the challenges, what did I see, right? And, how can I use that information moving forward? And, I think all of that would be very helpful. It's actually a very simple row right here. I think it's just saying, look at what you learned. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Eight of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Pentacles twice as well. Whenever I have these readings, you have a bunch of repeating cards here. And the repeating cards are basically the universe saying, I meant what I said. So I think that, there's a lot of work coming in for you. Eight of Pentacles is diligent focus work. And I do get that feeling from your reading, making something less complicated, sticking to it, keeping things simple. 8 of Pentacles, he is head down, nose to the grindstone. He's just working on mastering one thing, and that's all he's focused on. So I think keeping things simple is where it's at. With the 10 of Swords, you have the Hierophant, a blessing. I was literally going to say the 10 of Swords, he's making the same symbol that the Hierophant is making on his card. So I feel that there are blessings coming in for you, Capricorn, and it's probably after, going through a difficult period of time or after experiencing some sort of challenge or difficulty. And now you're receiving the rewards from the universe, probably because you learned. With the Hermit, you have the 8 of Swords again. 8 of Swords, self-imposed restriction, staying stuck at the top of that mountain. And now it's time for you to come down from the mountain. It's time for you to enjoy yourself more. You can't make this up, because you have this card that says, the end of a tough cycle approaches. I feel like you get this card with me every time. So every time I use this deck, definitely. And it's full moon in Capricorn, by the way. So definitely the end of a tough cycle. You have this card that says, it's time to release negativity. Yes, everything that we just said, time to release those negative cycles and move towards what you actually want, which is the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is about being in the energy of what you want. It's about, yeah, sure, it can represent wish fulfillment, things like that, but really, the story of the 9 of Cups is that he is in the energy of receiving something that he wants. So you have to become the thing that you want to be, but before you can be it, right? So it basically just says, just be the thing that you want to be, whatever that is. If that's successful in a relationship, then start acting as if you are in a successful relationship. If that's money, then start acting as if, and also embrace the habits of people who are successful with those things. And that's really what the 9 of Cups talks about. You have the 8 of Pentacles. I would pay attention this week because I feel like you're finally getting an answer. Sometimes I feel with the 8 of Pentacles it can be not really like an aha moment, but I almost get that feeling here with the 8 of Pentacles that, all of a sudden you're getting to work, which is great. Based off of everything that's going on here, it's sometimes I think we just need a direction or an answer. And I almost feel this week you could be having a little bit of an aha moment, especially if you've been struggling in work, in business, or whatever you do, and now you're getting an answer on what actions to take. You have the 6 of Pentacles. Again, keep it simple. I would also say with the 6 of Pentacles, great card for, planting those seeds, taking action, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, and continuing to move forward. I think the 6 of Pentacles is very simple. It just says take those steps that produce a result that gives something back to you. Also, if you're looking for love, I feel that maybe you've been breadcrumbed in the past, and the 6 of Pentacles could say that you're meeting a person who's not going to breadcrumb you. With the 9 of Cups, you have the 9 of Pentacles. I tell you, I had that twice for some reason, but you don't 9 of Pentacles. And having 2 9s though can represent newness. 2 9s is new energy, something new coming into your life. 9 of Pentacles is also valuing you. And it's funny that I was saying don't give too much. Normally she has 6 pentacles on one side, 3 pentacles on the other side, and she's willing to give 3 pentacles worth of her energy to anything that she works on, and she always keeps enough for herself, right? So I think you need to keep enough for yourself here. With the 8 of Pentacles, you have the Star card. The Hermit has a star in his lantern. Like I said, I think it's time for you to blast your star out all over the place. It's time for you to show the world what you're made of. And that's definitely come up in past readings for you, Capricorn, that you're showing the world what you're made of. And with the 6 of Pentacles, you have the 6 of Swords. If you've been watching me for a while, I love 2 6s. 2 6s to me is confirmation for your path. It basically says that you're moving in the right direction. You're heading towards, success, good things, positive energy, all that other good stuff. You have this Wedge card. It says someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. So I would be careful of toxic people right now, just in general. You have this Kangaroo. It says, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. This card comes up all the time when I use this deck, so I think we are in unsettled times. That card flew away, and we just need to be prepared. Now you have this Flute. It says, disappointment in a friend or a lover. 10 of Swords, So it might be time for you to clear out the energy of that 10 of Swords situation. And it might be time for you to stop telling that story. People always ask me why I don't read about exes and stuff like that, and I always say because it's the old story. You want something new. You want a new story. It's like, even if you do want that ex back, which I think sometimes we think we want that person back, but we really don't. Even if you want that person back, you have to start telling a new story because you can't have them back the same way. Things have to change. So I think that this is saying that it's time to clear out that energy. You have the secret ADM card. Yes, we've been talking about this whole time. Either you're the secret admirer, or they're the secret admirer, whatever, but there's definitely a connection coming in for you. You have this jug, it says, lighthearted, carefree time. Yeah, I think that we're also in this energy of needing to be more playful, like needing to embrace our inner child. And that's what I would do here if I were you, Capricorn. Like, start embracing that inner childlike energy. But this looks really, really good. I like where it's going, how I like the outcome. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.